again. And we want to warn you, the next video is disturbing. A man trampled the memorial for Charlie Kirk at the Turning Point headquarters in Phoenix. This happened not too long ago. Our photog on the scene says the man kicked over flowers, vases, and balloons. He was taken to the ground by an onlooker and then arrested.
Shit.
And back here live, the suspect, the alleged...
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
It isn't left versus right. It is good versus evil. We are living in some dark, sad times, man. Dark, sad times. Go around and find out. You are going to go around and find out very quickly. People are not going for it. They took his butt down quick. This is just sick, man. You know. Don't you notice something? He's wearing the same shirt as the assassin. But we got a couple things to get into in today's show. Very eye-opening things. But I want to just tell you guys that I love you. You know, hope that you're in good spirits, that you're doing well, that you are blessed, well, and healthy, that you have a great start to a new week. Happy Monday. You know, and I got love for you all, man. I don't care what side you are, what you believe in, if you're on this side or this, if you this or that, if you're liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. I just want to tell you that I love you. You know, and we are in some times, man, where we do not know what to expect next. The darkest times, man. They say the end times. But we're going to continue to spread the love. We're going to continue to keep the faith. And, you know, be the light of all this darkness. And I'm going to come on here and keep it real with you guys, man. I'm going to continue to crack my jokes, have fun, you know. But right now, it's just, I'm honestly just I'm trying to process this as well. I know y'all are processing. I'm trying to process everything as well, too. You know, to see people celebrate and laugh, and, you know, we can't agree to disagree. You know, you can't, and like I said, in the times we're living in, you can't even have a conversation with people anymore. You know, you can't even have a conversation, especially with the people on the left and the liberal. You know, it is honestly, it has gotten so bad, man. You can't even have a conversation with people anymore. You know, but we want to get into this man who was vandalizing Charlie Kirk's memorial outside the Turning Point USA headquarters in Arizona. And the suspect was 19 years old, you know, probably another college campus student. But 19 years old, and Ryder Corral, and has been arrested for vandalizing Charlie Kirk's memorial at Turning Point headquarters. And he was tackled by a Patriot and held until police could take him into custody. You know, but this is honestly sick. But there's some things that people caught from this. Very eye-opening. And again, there's so many conspiracy theories flying around. I know y'all see it, you know. And like I tell y'all, in many of thousands of videos on this show, conspiracy theories have been up thousands of wins and took tons of losses. And in 2025, anything could be true, huh? The AI is with this technology, with all this and that, with this and that, and this, and how corrupt everything is, and this, and somebody's pulling the strings on this and this, you know. anything could be true. I hate to say it like that, but you know. But I know people are now very tuned into Candace Owens, who was like Charlie Kirk's best friend. They were, you know, started politics together, and she has said a lot of things this past weekend that has opened a lot of people's eyes, and they're waiting for her full investigation and conspiracy theorists and everything like that. She has her own investigation going on the Charlie Kirk assassination. So if y'all want to tune into that, you know, go tune into it. We are definitely going to tune into it to see what you know, what she has to say. You know, and there's so many other people having their own investigations, and I know y'all see all over Twitter. I can scroll down. People are reposting the video saying, "Oh no, the guy on the other side of his security had a risk pistol." Or you can see the guy holding the phone. He does this, and there's 2 shots fired off. You know. And what's crazy is if you like replay the slow motion of these frames, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. You could kind of, if you look at some of these clips people are putting out there, you know, you would think, is this AI or was the shooter on top of the building a distraction? Is that actually the shooter? And then they have the mugshot of the shooter, the assassin, and then they have the picture of the guy that was walking with this, you know, the shooter. And his, you know, people are saying, Rick, look, his lips look different. This looks different. You know, I've seen that in my comment section too. So y'all see all this all over social media. So I just want to let y'all know this is what we're seeing, you know. But they have confirmed that this was the shooter. And but now we have a guy, a 19-year-old vandalizing Charlie Kirk's memorial, which is just completely disgusting. And he's wearing the same shirt as the shooter. So boy, but there is a huge investigation going on right now, you know, but this is just sick, man. It is, I told y'all, it's not left versus right. It is good versus evil. Look at this. That is sick. That is sick, man. But this is the shooter on the right, and this is him. They're wearing the exact same shirt. Exact same shirt, but his is was long sleeve. Man. But 19-year-old who trembled and vandalized the Charlie Kirk Memorial wore the same shirt as Charlie's assassin, Tyler Robinson. The man arrested today is identified as Ryder Corral. Exact same shirt. What do y'all think from all this? And again, if you have anything you would like to say on this, or if you believe this happened or this, please comment down below. You know, I'm not gonna put any of you guys on fire or anything. Everybody has their own way of thinking things out, their own beliefs, their own opinions, and I'm not here to, you know, but we want to send our love and condolences, man. You know, what really hit me this past week was, you know, seeing people just celebrate, you know, and laugh, and you know, but I'm so glad that a lot of these individuals got made an example out of. You know, they got fired from their jobs. You know, they didn't get a positive outcome from this. A lot of them, not all of them. You know, but I wish a lot of other people be held accountable. But hey, you know, I understand and not wanting to feel sad or mourn, or you know, you just want to just move on and be quiet, and you know, you didn't agree with Charlie Kirk, you disagree with everything he was about, you disagree with everything on his side, and you know, that's okay, we understand. But to then go out your way and post memes and laugh and mock his death and say the most outrageous, evil, disgusting things, people are not gonna let that fly, man. People are just inhumane, you know, just inhumane, you know. Yeah, you might not have liked that Charlie said this or said that, or you just disagree with that, but hey, you have opinions and beliefs people don't agree with or disagree with. there's things I've said. People like, Rick, I don't agree with you on that. And I said, okay, yeah, okay, you know. But man, the times that we are living in, man, I tell you, from Judge Janine.
As we continue to grieve the loss of Charlie Kirk, who was a true warrior for the truth, his message continues to resonate. And the thing that heartens me is the fact that Erica Kirk has an unbreakable will and determination to continue with his legacy. I really believe, and I knew Charlie when it first started, and I used to put him on my show, on my Saturday night show, I think 12 years ago. Charlie was a martyr. He was assassinated, and we've had other martyrs who were assassinated in this country. And the difference is that Charlie Kirk has had an impact not just on America, but on the world. And there should be a day recognizing Charlie Kirk. That's just how I feel. I'm still heartbroken. It's terrible. How can words be so upsetting that people think they have a right to kill you for them?
Man.
This has to stop. This has to stop.
Man. We also want to show JD Vance right here, who hosted the Charlie Kirk show today.
Hey everybody, JD Vance here, live from my office in the White House complex and filling in for somebody who cannot be filled in for, but I'm going to try to do my best, my dear friend, the great Charlie Kirk. The last several days have been extremely hard for our country. They've been hard for me, hard for my family, hard for the countless people in this building who knew and loved Charlie Kirk, and of course, they've been hardest most of all for his darling wife, Erica, and their two beautiful children. The thing is, every single person in this building, we owe something to Charlie. He was a joyful warrior for our country. He loved America. He devoted himself tirelessly to making our country a better place. He was a critical part of getting Donald Trump elected as president, getting me elected as vice president. And so much of our success over the last 7 months is due to his efforts, his staffing, his support, and his friendship. I don't think that I'm alone in saying that Charlie was the smartest political operative I ever met. Everyone knew him as this fearless debater, this guy who would take the conservative message into hostile places and inspire younger generations to have courage. One thing that's hit a lot of those young Americans over the last week was how Charlie was there for them when others were not. When they were afraid to speak their minds, when they were afraid of what a professor would say, when they were afraid that they would be shouted down by their peers, Charlie was there, showing them that they could be courageous and that they could be bold. Charlie was a visionary. He was a luminary. He brought together people. He didn't just teach people how to speak. He didn't just teach people what to say. He didn't just teach people they could actually speak their mind on campus. He created a whole social network for an entire generation of young people. I know people who met their husband, who met their wife, who met the best man at their wedding at a TPUSA event. Because as you guys all know, it's not just about speaking our mind, it's about making friends along the way and creating that support network that won an election and that staffed the current federal government. I owe so much to Charlie. I've had friends reach out in just the last couple of days who sent me messages, screenshots that they exchanged with Charlie in the run-up to me getting selected by the president as his vice presidential running mate. And it's such an honor to have people show me that Charlie said, we want JD to be the VP nominee. And I just had a conversation with the president, and I think things are actually going well. I think he's actually going to choose JD Vance. Do you know what it means to me that such a good guy, such a good friend, such a lion and visionary of our movement was advocating for me? So I wanted to use this show today to advocate for Charlie, to talk about him, to talk about what kind of a guy he was, to talk about what kind of a man he was, what kind of a husband and father he was, and to take people, most of them from inside the administration, but some of them from without, who knew Charlie best, and to talk about what he meant to them, what he meant to this administration, and what he meant to the conservative movement. Now, I was very honored a couple of days ago on September the 11th, 2025, to fly out to Utah, where Charlie was shot and killed, to meet his wife, to meet his mom and his dad, his sister, all just incredible people who didn't deserve to have this happen to them. And I was also honored to be able to take Charlie's remains from Utah to Arizona. It was an amazing, amazing thing. It was heartbreaking, and it was sad, and it was terrible. But what an honor it was for me and my family to be welcomed in to the Kirk inner circle at their moment of
send our prayers, love, and condolences. God bless Vice President Vance. Again, you guys, I know a lot of y'all are still processing this. Emotions are still high. And I wanted to send my love to you. Quite frankly, we do not know what to expect next, especially in this country. You know, anything can happen next. Like I be telling y'all, man, anything can happen next. It is good versus evil, you know. And I want to just continue to spread the love and be the light in these dark times, man. You know, but seeing this is just absolutely disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. But we do see a lot of love coming from this. So many people speaking out. So many of the younger youth speaking out on you know, on the TikToks, the Facebooks, and you know, I love seeing it. And we're also seeing a lot of people now saying that they're done with the left. A lot of people calling the left a party of hate, violence, and the rhetoric, the fear-mongering, the gaslighting. People believe is what led up to events like this taking place in this country. You know, always hearing Nazi this and Hitler, dictator, fascist, you know, hearing the same stuff over and over and over, you know. And you see what was wrote on the bullet casings, you know. But that's all we've heard, you know, from the Democrat Party. And even after Charlie Kirk, you know, was unalived, they, you know, revert right back to the same thing over and over. And then blamed, you know, they blamed Charlie's death, you know, blame Charlie Kirk for his own death, you know, and then blame guns, you know. But like I always say, guns don't kill people. People kill people. You know, the first thing they do is blame the gun, you know, and then they want to talk about the Second Amendment. You know, and when you get to that point, good luck. You're going to run a lot of people off and piss a lot of people off. You know, and if you take the guns away, you're just going to make things worse. You're just going to make things worse. Things are going to get worse. You take the guns. And, you know, they know that. You know. But they still want to have their talking points and say this and that to make themselves feel good. And we understand, you know. But this was absolutely sick. You know.
The memorial for Charlie Kirk at the Turning Point headquarters in Phoenix is happening.
We've seen we you know, and it was crazy. We've had things happen to Democrats, and when Biden got cancer and all this, and we said a prayer on the show and everything in love, you know, with us conservatives, you know. But the left, I mean, these liberals, I mean, man, a lot of these individuals are just inhumane, man. You know, and it really hurts to see what's taking place in this country. It is good versus evil, man. You know. But let me know what y'all think of all this. We're going to continue to bring you the best updates. We're going to continue to spread love. We're going to continue to have fun. I know y'all are missing my jokes and me acting crazy and stuff, but right now it's just been real, you know, with all these events taking place, it's just been real right now. So I do apologize. You know, my emotions have been a little hot lately, but I love you guys, man. We are rocking and rolling 24/7, 7 days a week. You know, I got a lot of you guys to respond back to. Sorry if I've been missing a lot of messages, DMs, emails. I'm supposed to be sending a lot of you guys some stuff out to you, and I still haven't gotten to do anything because of all that is taking place. So I do want to apologize, man. You know, but y'all have a great start to the week. Happy Monday. We got some more things to get into on today's show. I love y'all. God bless you all and your family. Continue to spread the love, y'all. Continue to spread the love. You know, take care of yourself. Know how to protect and defend yourself. Trust your gut feeling. We're going to see what comes out from all of this in these investigations. There's so many conspiracy theorists out right now, you know, but use your own mind. Think for yourself, you know. Don't let anybody sway you this way or this way. Think for yourself. Do what you got to do. There's going to be a lot of people still posting this video all over the internet, all over, and having their own conspiracy theories and this and that, this and that, you know. The truth will shine in the light, you know, and we're going to see what plays out from this. You know, we are going to see what plays out from this, and we might go and get an update and see what Candace Owens comes up with. As you know, if you know the history between Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk, and if you know how Candace Owens goes into a huge deep dive of just everything, I mean, she will find everything Charlie did in the last 24, 48, 72 hours of his lifetime before leading up to his shooting, and she will put it all out there. So we are definitely going to see what she comes up with on her investigation on her end, you know. And hey, we're also going to stay up to date with what they release, and we'll bring it out to you. But I love y'all. God bless you all and your family, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys.